Let me show you my countryside through these old headlights. We can take this road as far as you want to go. I'll show you how a country mile can take us all night. Feeling higher than a bull's tail up an old dirt road. I ain't gonna run or hide. We can let the fire burn wild. That's just my
what's up? Welcome back to our channel. We're out here in the pasture, and I wanted to kind of talk about a question that we had on one of our videos that was, how do you tell all your chickens apart? That probably stems from the fact that I am a major barred rock lover. There's many reasons for that. I'll save that for another video, but we do have quite a few barred rocks, and that is mainly because, number one, they're gorgeous. Number two, they are dual purpose, and so I wanted to make sure that we were getting chickens that had multiple purposes, and so we definitely went with the barred rocks for that reason. So egg producing and meat. Because of that, we have tons of them, and we actually breed them out. We have a separate garden flock right now where I'm out in the pasture, but I do have a garden flock that is specifically for breeding. Obviously, because we share a lot about our chickens, we got the question, how do you tell them apart? And that is a great question that I'll kind of go over. Some of them we just know. We do have a couple Easter eggers out here. We have one barred rock, and then now we have some Easter egger barred rock mixes. So they are definitely, obviously, clearly very different looking. So those ones are a given. Now, when it comes to the barred rocks, we have our main roosters, which we can tell them apart based off of their spur. We can also tell them apart based off of their eye. Garth has a very round eye, which is completely not a normal characteristics that we see among all of them. We only have about one other hen that has that very round eye and pupil. The rest of them are just pretty standard eyes. I guess pretty standard eyes. So anyways, but the thing that we use to tell them apart are these bands, and I'll put a picture up here where we found them, what they're called and what they look like on Amazon. I should have brought them out with me, but they are kind of like those rings that you would get where they're sizable. You can squeeze them tighter, you can do them looser, and so they're kind of these expandable bands that you can get online. So we did, whoa, rooster's going after him. Rooster fights. Who is that? Speaking of, so you can also tell them apart before they get to that. You can tell them apart based off of their tail feather length, the way that their combs are. Feathers are what I mean as far as their tail feathers, especially when they're at different stages and ages. But we do use those bands. We had bought a different type of band that was more of like a open and close, like kind of snaps shut. But because their legs are going to be different sizes throughout their growth, we didn't really want to use those ones, and we've actually never used that style. Some of them have numbers that you can get as well, and so that's like makes it to where you can actually document them. I actually document our chickens and what hatches they're from, where we got them from, whether it was like a breeder. We did get some one time at like one of the big box stores. Major fail for us, but I know that there's lots of people that have great success stories with that. That is one way that you can tell based on their like physical characteristics, but you can also band them. And so then we just kind of write down like which color is what. So if we get one that say is a green band, then we'll think of something green to go with it. So we had green, and so we had clover, We've had fern. Those have been the 2 green ones. And then we've had, like, say, white ones, and we named that one Daisy. Thank you, Garth. Thank you so much. We've had white ones, and that one's Daisy. We have orange ones, and then that one's Pumpkin. And so we really try to base their name off of the color band that they have. There are some that are just kind of irrelevant to the color band. Thank you, Garth. So like we have Mary, and she has a brown one, but if you think of back in the day, like a lot of their clothing was not very bright colored, so maybe it would have been like brown clothes. Anyways, I know that their sandals would have been brown, right? Leather and whatever else they made those out of. Anyways, so I wanted to kind of just do this video to show you. I'm gonna see if I can catch one of these girls here. I'm gonna look for Sunny. She loves to be picked up. So yeah, let's see if we can catch her, and I can kind of show you her band. And again, Sunny Sunshine was her original name, and it's, guess what color? Yellow. So let's go find her and see if we can show you what those bands look like. So one thing that you do need to make sure, if you get these bands that I mentioned, you have to make sure that they don't get too tight around their leg. We were warned about it, and so we made sure that we paid super close attention. They will get too tight, especially on the roosters. We've only had 1, maybe 2 hens that had this issue as well, to where it was actually digging into their skin. So will we be using these moving forward? Absolutely, especially for the ones that are very, they look very much alike. But we will make sure that we keep a close eye, just like we've always done. So keep an eye on that. Make sure that they don't get too tight. Be mindful that if you have roosters, chances are they're definitely going to outgrow them. So they're going to cut in. And one of the things that we noticed when they get too tight and we have to take it off is that they start holding their leg up, or they start limping. And so that is kind of the drawback to these. It really kind of breaks my heart a little bit when that happens, but it happens few and far between, especially since we stopped using them for the roosters. So something to be mindful of. Okay, so we have Sunny right here in the front laying down. So let's see if we can get her. Okay, so here is Sunny, and she's the sweetest little girl, but you can see that she has a yellow band on her leg, and that's how we kind of tell them apart when there is really not very much distinguishing factors within their physical appearance. So there are some that we don't band, and that is because either A, it's clearly visible that they look different, or B, let me put her down, now they want some. Or B, it's because we're not keeping them. So there are some chicks that we hatch out that we are likely not going to be keeping, or we're not sure. There's a hawk right above too. 2 of them. So anyways, we gotta be on patrol with these hawks all the time because they really like to circle. So anyways, so some of those chicks we don't band until we know for sure that we're keeping them. And then the other ones in here that you'll see, a lot of, like, they're mainly all roosters. Those ones we don't band because those ones are going to be for meat. So anyways, that is how we tell the difference between all of our chickens, either using their physical traits, or we band them using those bands. And I'll show another picture here of what those look like, but I'll put the link in the description to help you guys too. So anyways, thank you for tuning in to another video. We will catch you on the next one. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will catch you later. Bye-bye. Staying out here with those hawks. Where'd they go? Where'd they go?